just about 24 hours to the draft here. How are the final preparations coming?
It's been really good. This group has worked together, the majority of the amateurs, for a long time, and you can see they're a team. And their interactions, and it's like any team, you want them challenging each other on specific things, so you build scenarios up and you listen to the discussion. And Steve and I had a chance to go out and see a number of the top prospects through the course of the last 6 weeks, maybe the season, but in no way to determine the order of events or anything. It's more to ask questions. And, you'll see a player play and it's okay, reminds me of this person, just so you can pose the right questions at the right time during the process. But the process has been great. And as it grows, Donnie Boyd calls it a moving fluid list or a living organism, and it is. It keeps changing, and as we continue to have meetings, but these are minor adjustments now. The bulk of the work is behind us.
So kind of building off of that, the amateur scouts have been together a while, but this is, as a front office, kind of your guys' first kick at the can together. How's that collaboration process been, and have you been leaning a lot on the amateur scouts who have been here for a while?
We have, and we have done this in our respective past lives in different realms, and everybody brings something different to the table in the way they do it, and that contributes to it. But Robbie coming in from St. Louis, and Ryan having success with the Pittsburgh group, so it's really about sharing information and being collaborative, and it's the best of practices. You're not inventing anything, but you're using the various best practices that to put it in place for the Ottawa Senators.
So that's an interesting point. Obviously, you've had a robust background playing front office and the media landscape. How have you kind of brought those experiences to the table?
Well, it's interesting. On July 1st, I was sitting on the other side of the table for the last 10 years and planning for an 8-hour day of free agency and what it would bring, and analyzing from a distance. From my standpoint, it's been very objective for the last 10 years. And I didn't have an investment with any team. So I would watch from afar and watch the way things were done. And even my evaluation of players was very objective. I would watch a game, and I hadn't signed the player to a contract. I hadn't drafted him. I was just watching him. And so it's a different perspective that I think I bring to the group. It's extremely objective, right, but now with a heavy Ottawa Senators subjectivity to it.
What do you think the fans can expect from the Ottawa Senators over the next couple of days as we get into the draft?
Well, we're trying to improve this hockey club. Every move we make is with the intent of improving it, but it can't happen immediately overnight. I think we're off to a very strong start with the acquiring of Linus Ullmark, and there's a lot of excitement about that, but we know we have a lot of work to do. And we have some very good pieces, and sometimes pieces have to be moved around and situated in a little bit different spot to be their most effective. We're really excited. Travis is here, and our new coach, and we're very excited about what that group is going to bring. It's going to be a year that starts more settled, clearly, and that part we're looking forward to as well, and I think the players are.
Obviously, on that note, the Ullmark trade, everything, how important are these days leading up to the draft, not just for the draft itself, but more of a holistic view of the team?
Well, I think we have to go back to the preparation that went into the trade deadline, and coming out of it, no major moves made, but a lot of conversations had with teams. And as we get a feel for what they want to do and they get a feel for what we want to do, it may not fit today. It may fit a month from now, 3 months from now, 6 months from now. And so maybe we have an opportunity to reap some of the benefit from those earlier conversations. So it's not about coming into July 1st and preparing for it. Preparation's been going since the day we all arrived in our different dates. But now our team has been together for a little bit of time and getting to know each other and each other's personalities, each other's styles, and when to interject, when not to interject into a conversation, when to slow a conversation down, when to speed it up. All those things come into play.
Safe to say, as we're getting close, again, about 24 hours to the draft, is the excitement in the room building?
It does, because, when you would go through mock drafts, all of a sudden the timer's on. And so you're creating an experience so that when you get to the real time in the real place, you hope you've been through all the different scenarios. And you can't create every one of them. It's impossible. You create as many of them as you can. You prepare for them. So it's reactive rather than speculative at that time.